All right.
Hello.
Hello, my friend.
Hello.
So, everybody, remember Tammy Manzo. Um, this year has quickly come to an end. I can't believe, I feel like we were just talking about like the solstice, the summer solstice,
Oh my God.
and
Yeah.
right? And like for me, 2019 has been one of the most intense years that I think I've had in a long time.
hmm
The journey of awakening continues and it keeps bringing in a new awarenesses, and I want to talk about that later. um, but you know I know for myself that I feel like just this year, like I feel like there's already an older version of myself ready to dissolve, to make space for like new. I don't know if anyone else can relate to that, but I don't know. I feel like what I've been teaching the last year or two and what I've learned is already like changing. I can feel like the way that I want to teach for 2020 is different
Mhm.
than for 2019. And not that anything that I've taught or that I learned is like outdated, and it's just like changing.
Mhm.
I feel like I just want everyone to just take a moment, because for me, I know I can feel the energy ramping up already. Drop in and just feel what's supporting you beneath you at this time, and just closing your eyes and taking some deep breaths and just slowly integrating your normal breathing pattern. And for the next 30 seconds, just mentally saying to yourself the word release, release, release. Releasing everything that you are doing, all the thoughts and things from the day, letting them go, becoming present. Release, release. And just knowing that you're fully supported, and any information and any downloads that you need to support you will be given to you on this call today. And so gently just bringing your presence back to the circle here now and opening your eyes. I just felt like I just needed to do that.
Yeah, it feels good.
So, Tam, I know we had 2019, a lot of stuff just in December alone to talk about. And then I just want to throw these things at you because these things popped up, like, I don't know, a couple days ago when I was thinking about 2020. And I don't even know if this means anything or if you've even like heard anything about this or ever thought about it. But 2020, it just seems like I started thinking about, I have an eye doctor's appointment coming up and 2020 vision, right? And year 2020. And I'm like, is 2020 like, or like, is it our perfect vision, our inner vision? Is it a new vision? Like, is there something to do with why do we have 2020 vision in the year 2020? And then it led to things being in 2020 hindsight. Like 2020, like there's something about 2020. And I just wanted to throw that out there. If I don't know if you want to talk about anything, if it even means anything or not, but that like came to me, and I want to throw that out there and see if you ever like, put that together with the year 2020.
Yeah. I love that you're getting that 2020 because
Really?
I haven't seen anybody else connect with that, the vision part of it. But you're absolutely right, because we have, 2020 is going to be that year, like you said, the hindsight. We're going to look back on 2020 and go, oh, that's the year that this shifted, that this changed, that something new started, because it's going to be all new. It's something, new. Old things are going to go away. New things are coming in. And of course, we say that every year. Every year there's new things that come in, old things that go away. But there's some years that stand out more than others.
Yeah.
1994 was a big year where there was a bunch of planets in Capricorn, the ones that are different from now, made a bunch of changes. 1982 energies in Capricorn as well, different ones than now, more changes. So, 2020 is going to be another one. Really what's going to happen is people are going to get their karma. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
No, I know. So it's so funny that you just said that, because someone emailed me on 12/12 and said one of those things like on Instagram that someone posted, oh, this erases 10 years of karma. And they're like, is that true? And well, like karma's karma. Like, like there's not really like good karma or bad karma. I mean, you put something good, you're probably getting something good. It is what you are. It comes back to, right, how you are. How you are is what you get, right? Like, I don't know how to answer that. And
there's actually energies in the universe that is going to is going to let go, release, and bring out some endings to that. That's where you could talk about karma. It's just almost like the results of your choices.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
What it is Jupiter is going to be conjunct, the south node and the north node. They're not planets, but they're mathematical points where, the moon, orbits around the Earth orbits around the sun, where those two orbit lines would intersect if we were drawing them. There's a north node and a south node. And in soul astrology, north node is the new direction, the new soul path. South node is the old path, the old stuff that we've done before. And that's where karma is, the karma that needs to be paid, the karma that is
north node
is south node. And what's happening right at the beginning of this year, Jupiter is conjunct that south node. So what's happening, Jupiter brings blessings, abundance, opportunities, expansion. So he's going to be clearing it out. And, for things to end, they need to be resolved. So it'll be like a resolving of stuff. So It depends. We've all been working, on this lifetime for however many years. And if you've got, good stuff coming for you, it's going to come. If you've got, some,
right.
One step ahead of the boss firing you for 10 years now, that's going to finally happen. You know what I mean? So we can't say it's going to be good or bad. It's going to depend on what's going on. We've got choices. How are we going to, how are we going to react to this stuff? So when we talked at the summer solstice, we talked about 2020 of all these people that are going to get their stuff.
So let's go there.
Yeah. And this is exactly what's happening, because Jupiter is now conjunct to that south node. And this is the time, people have been maybe slacking off at work for quite a long time. Now's the karma coming. That's how it's coming for people. And, the rope has been long enough for just people to make their own, either they've made themselves a nice little nest egg out of it, or they've made themselves a nice little noose, they've been working all this time. So these people that are emailing you, they kind of have a feeling like, but there is something that's going to happen. It is going to happen because it's energy. Yeah, what we put out comes back.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yes. So what Tammy's talking about is, I was mentioning to her before we get on the call that I don't know, and I'm not saying anything negative about this, but I have been inundated, which of course everybody is with social media, with Facebook and Instagram, but even email, and I don't even know how some of these people get my email addresses, but coaches claiming to, be life coaches or spiritual coaches or money coaches that are inundating me with offers and bundles. And I mean, I know I did my own too, but I don't think I inundate people. And I don't think that, I'm not weekly, I don't have a special or a new bundle every week. And I don't even know where these people are getting their material from, or I don't know. I mean, I know, you know what I mean? I know there's not a certification process for everything, but I'm leery of some of the people out there that are proclaiming to be able to help people in their life, with life choices, with I think it's kind of a ballsy move to tell the people that by doing this program you're going to make 6 figures or 7 figures, or I feel like they're coming out of the woodwork.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I've sold packages, I've done videos for free, I've given away a lot of free stuff. I think when I get downloaded with information or something just comes to me that I want to share, or it's because it's something that has literally like worked for me, that I've done, that I, know people that are mentors of mine, like that, you just like learn things and you want as you go. But I don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess I've just like grown in the last year, and the same things. I mean, like, yes, there are crystals, there are vision boards that you can use as tools, like to manifest and stuff like that. But I really think that it all, what I'm learning is it really comes down to the inner work, and clearing out the inner, doing the inner work. And it's not just a matter of taking a vision board class, which I've done a vision board class, because it is a good tool, and especially for someone who's just starting out, to even understand the concept of, where you focus is what you're going to like bring into your life, where you're vibrating, what so it's always a good place to start. But I feel like there are blocks sometimes, or else you already have that. There's a reason why you don't have what it is that, you know what I mean? And so what you do, what I'm learning, a lot of it is actually like hypnosis type stuff, like clearing, because I think that a lot of it is why I do so much meditation and teach meditations and guided meditations. A lot of shit comes up, you know what I mean? Because when you're awake and alert during the day, and I don't mean to get sidetracked, I don't even know where this just came from, but it just hit a spot with me. A lot of it, I don't want people to be deceived and think that by buying a 3-day class or by making a vision board is just going to bring everything, it's going to manifest everything you want into your life. There's work. And it's not like work like you have to go work 8 hours a day, but it's something that you are working on constantly every day within yourself. Maybe they do just pop up the next day for some people, but clearing and working on yourself every day it's work. It's a work in progress, or where work's in progress. So I'm just leery of some of the stuff that I see out there. So I don't know. I hate to see people get not like scammed, but I guess it's what it has with. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah. Each person has to be their own, authority. It's time for all of us to rise up and, become empowered through what we've already learned, rather than giving all of our, to these people asking for $5,000 in a 3-day workshop, and they're going to make them, you know what I mean, all this money. It's like, it's different if it, like what you do is you're empowering everybody that takes your class, do the inner work. It's coming from you. It's organic. Each person has an organic, journey to take, and you're helping them become their own authority, where you're not up here and they're down here, and you're never going to learn, you know what I mean? And they have to come in to you to get the class, you know what I mean? Like you're helping to raise them up, which is totally different than somebody who's going to come and take, $5,000 for a weekend and then never see you ever again. And oh my God, then they leave you flat because they haven't, helped you get into your own power, align into your own power. They're keeping the power for themselves, and they're just charging money.
Yes.
And they're kind of like telling you little things, but then they're leaving.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. You worded that perfectly. Thank you. All right. So what were you saying?
Yeah. Well, this year we all have to raise to the level of our own authority. This is the time. We've taken all the classes, you know what I mean? We learn things. We've got the tools. We've gathered our tools, like you've been giving people tools and, teachings all the time. And now it's like, okay, everybody's got their thing. Let's do something with it. No more for 2020. We can't sit back and say, oh, well, gee, I need, one more class with this $5,000 guru over here before I can get to my, where I can manifest. It's like, come on, people, we have to do it. There's no more dreaming, no more lollygagging, no more, don't hide behind another class. You don't need another class or a certification or a weekend retreat in Bali. Man, that sounds good though, doesn't it?
Well,
you don't need these things.
Right.
Have everything in there. And so come on, people, we're going to do it. This 2020 is all about like structure now and putting the work out and building a foundation. We've, it's a number 4 year. That's structure, foundation.
Yeah. And how we start something determines the foundation from which we build and forms the end result. So starting now, right? Absolutely.
So, with that, we've got some times this year where, it's going to seem like we're not moving forward very much because there's 2 extra retrogrades of the planets that normally don't retrograde every year. So we're going to feel like we're, spinning wheels. We're not going anywhere, but that's part of building the foundation. You got to make it deep enough. You got to make it wide enough. You have to do all, to really fit it. So what we got this year, we have a Venus retrograde that we haven't had, for 2 years. That will be from middle of May to the end of June. And that's all about love and finances, money. So we might need to look at our own finances then that time. It's a good review time for money. Just like with Mercury retrograde, it's all about, doing those Mercury RE things, review, reorganize and everything. It's time for us to look at our finances. All of us, where are we? How much are we paying on cell phone every month? Is there a better plan out there?
Right.
It's a great time to do research, financial research, right? Oh, let's look and see, oh my gosh, is my tax withholdings correct? It may be time to look at that. Like, wait a minute, do I want more money taken away or do I want more money out of my pay? You know what I mean? Like, it's just time for review. If you have a stockbroker or a financial, somebody that manages your IRA or 401k, you might want to sit down with them and say, hey, where's my, how's my stocks performing? Can we review? Should we switch some things around? It's just the time, natural time for us to look and see how are we spending our money and why. Is there anything?
Isn't it funny how that timing shows up perfectly? Because it's like right after April 15th tax set, so like everyone, unless you're on extension, will have your tax return now. You'll be looking at it for like
Exactly.
Falls into May, June.
Exactly. And, the great thing is too, it's all about research. It's always about research. Mercury retrograde is always about research, knowing your facts, knowing what you're doing. Venus, during the Venus retrograde, you can go out and make some awesome buys. If you know the value of things, like, especially like, antiques or vintage or, flea markety things where there's not a price tag, it's kind of a market. Market determines the price. If you know the value of something, if you've done your research and you're out at a flea market and, you've got, oh my gosh, the seller doesn't know what they have. And they've got a really low price on it. Hey, that's your time, right?
Yeah.
You're going to get a great bargain, and that's fair. It's fair. The buyer has not, or the seller does not know the value of what he has. And if you do, you're going to come out ahead, right? That's this Venus retrograde stuff. This is all about us getting more value for our money, making our money work harder, being smarter about it, being in control, being in power of your money, right? Know where your money is. And
this is good secret info. People, you guys better like save this recording and just play every month because like this is like good for next year.
Right. And there might be some super like travel buys and everything but it comes down. You have to know what's the deal. If you don't know the deal and somebody else says they do and you buy it and then you find out later on it's not a deal. It's just like Mercury retrograde, everybody, only with money. So, really look into that. So another retrograde we have this year is Mars retrograde, and that only comes every 2 years as well. And every other planet retrogrades every year, the big ones as well. And of course, Mercury 3 times, could be 4 times a year. But now Mars is coming in. And that will be, the beginning of September to like the middle of November. So I want to tell everybody, if you can put off having surgery during that time, please do that.
See, another good
Not
tip.
a good time for surgery.
September to November.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it's,
we should have put like in the beginning of this, get your planners out before you start.
Exactly. Because Mars rules knives and surgeons and cutting, you know what I mean? And that kind of energy. And you don't want to have that in retrograde because then you'll get somebody who, you don't want to have it. Now, if you need surgery, if it's emergency, please go have it, of course.
Disclosure. This is our doctor.
Putting it off, if it's like, okay. Yeah, if you're just thinking about, having something cosmetic done or, you need to have somebody, maybe your parents are going to needs a knee replacement and they're thinking about doing it this year, don't do it during that time because it's just going to be it's going to be harder for the body to heal And there could be just some downright mistakes as well, but again, you have to do that research, that research. So yeah, so 2 things to watch out for. And then we have luckily only 3 Mercury retrogrades this year.
Whoa! Can I get a double amen?
Yeah.
Only 3.
I think last time we had 4, I think it was like 2014, and it seemed like we would get out of it and go right back in it again. And I don't know if you remember 2014, but
I do. That was the year I went to Hawaii with Darren.
It seemed like it was a tough year. It was a hard year. I don't know what else was going on, but I know that with 4 Mercury retrogrades, and we were just angry about it. We were like, no, go back.
Crazy.
Go away. So, but that just plays into the structure. See, everybody, how we're going to be doing more structure and more work in 2020. And it doesn't have to be hard. Take that label off of it. It is just going to be where it's just natural common sense stuff. Do your homework, know what you're doing, focus on only what you're doing at one time, and keep your mind on that, my eye on the prize, and do that. So yeah. And then we'll have a successful year. And man, when we come out of 2020, we are all going to be like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So you were saying 2019. So that was a 3 year. So this was like our play, get creative, fast, right? And then 2020 is now you have to do the work, choose, get on it, right?
Make a boundary. Yeah, make a boundary first of all, and decide what is it that you're going to do. What do you want your life to be? This year we've been dreaming and experimenting and planning and doing everything. Okay, we've played in that pool for a while now. What are we going to really bring into manifestation? Because you have to put the energy there. So we're going to really work on the manifesting this time. Put the boundary on it. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. And then keep building, build.
That is so weird. It's weird. When I say weird, I say that in quotes because I know it's not, I know it is what it is, but it's so spot on with exactly everything, everything that I did in 2019. And that's exactly what I did. I did a little bit of this, I was doing that. And before we, got on the call, I was telling you, I have to decide. And that's when you were telling me, well, 2020, that's, and I'm like, I gotta focus. Because I can't spread my energy. I've been making mistakes. I've, been, trying to put too much in at one time, and I'm making mistakes. And you're right. It's time to build the foundation. Time to put up boundaries. It's it's so uncanny. It still blows my mind every time I talk to you about how real this shit.
Energy's real. Yeah, it's real.
It really is.
Yeah. The other thing that changed just recently, I think it was December 3rd, first week in December, Jupiter, we talk about Jupiter a lot because he's the good karma and the blessings and the good luck and the good timing and the opportunity and the expansion. And wherever he is, where he's bringing us stuff. So last year he was in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is all, positive thinking and freedom and do your thing and do this and woohoo, it's been so nice. And guess what? It just moved out of there and it went to, guess where? Capricorn. And Capricorn's work, people. Don't be playing around. Don't be fooling around. Work, people. Work. And so he moved from this really nice, loving, and I know I was loving it in 2019, loving that Jupiter Sag because all kind of good things were happening, and it just felt like life was joy. To me, that's what it felt like. And then when it switched over to Capricorn, it felt like, it kind of dropped down a couple vibrations because Capricorn isn't used to joy. It's very attuned to hard work and rewards and climbing up the mountain and getting the rewards. And Jupiter is woo, what's this? Right? It's not at home in that sign. It's the Odd Couple, the Felix and Oscar, the guy who just throws his clothes on the floor and next day picks up whatever. And the other guy's don't put anything on the floor. We can't do that. Yeah. And that's the Capricorn thing. So we're all got it. There's a big shift, man. Things aren't freewheeling and easy anymore. It's we have to work a little bit more because that's the Capricorn way. But it doesn't have to be hard. It's just going to feel different. It's just going to feel different. and it might feel, a lot of energy sensitive people might feel a little down. It's kind of depressing. You know what I mean? Like life
I have to admit, I am getting that.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, last year life was a party because man, Jupiter and Sag was like, woohoo, be positive, don't worry, be positive, be positive. And now Capricorn's like, be realistic. You know, here's the reality of it. You can still be positive, but when you're really realistic and you look at things from that foundation point, you're like, uh-oh, how much was our false positivity? You know what I mean? How much did that energy kind of flow us through when we didn't do a lot of work this past year? We dreamt and we created and we did all that we were supposed to, and all of a sudden, like the wind went out from beneath us, and it's like our own little Flintstone feet driving the car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like our little Fred Flintstone feet pushing that car along. It's like, man, what happened? But the blessings are still coming. He still brings the good luck, and he still brings the opportunities and the good karma, but it comes out in a different way, maybe than what we think it's going to be. And with Jupiter, wherever he's at, sometimes there are the rainstorms that kind of come out first before the rainbow. And definitely, you know, last year we had rainstorms and rainbows, and this year we're going to have more of the same. So the hard work comes first, and then the blessings come behind it. But don't give up, everybody, because you're like, you know, we're usually like 2 inches away from breaking out of Alcatraz when we give up tunneling.
True. It's true. Even with manifesting, when you could be right there, and the minute that you, you know, say, no, it's not happening, it's not, you could have just, you have to start all over again. So it's like, don't faith, don't stop believing, don't stop trusting the universe. Don't, it's the same thing. Yeah, trust.
Well, and the harder you work this year, Jupiter is going to bring those blessings to the people who are putting in the effort. We're just switching our little GPS. You know, last year was all about fun and dreaming and creating and doing all that stuff, and that was what we were supposed to do. Now it's like turned to the next, you know, and it, you know, we just have to do it. We just have turned our course. It's a little bit of work. It doesn't have to be hard, but there are rewards coming. Everybody, you know, your stuff is coming. This could be the year. This will be the year when, you know, you've been working hard for a long time. You haven't got that raise or promotion or a new job or whatever it is that you wanted. I mean, this is the year. 2020 is the year. If you just keep doing what you're doing, it's coming. This is the year.
Yeah. Good.
So don't give up.
Don't give up. About the rest of so we just had the 12/12 portal, and we have the solstice coming up. And then I just wanted to just say how I know when we were trying to pick a day and a time to do this, and we were figuring out our schedule, like that's what I was thinking about. I was thinking 12/12, and it didn't work for me because I had to be somewhere. And the solstice was like so close to Christmas, and I wanted to get, you know, the information before we get ready for the holidays. But like, I just have to bring up the impeachment yesterday on the 18th, and that we're talking today on the 19th. And for anyone that was listening to Tammy and I last year, Tammy pretty much told everyone that this year was going to be the year that, right, people in power were going to come down. And I don't think anyone, and he hasn't, you know, technically yet, but there could be others, right? Like, this isn't over.
Yeah. Well, don't worry, anybody. All you know, everybody that loves Trump out there, raise your hand. Trump's not going down. Trump's not going down. He's put where he's at to bring down the people around him, like anybody else. And he's not going to be impeached. I'll go on record as saying that. All that stuff happened. It started up during Mercury retrograde. Stuff doesn't pan out when you start something in Mercury retrograde. It just shifts. But you know, there's a lot in our democratic system that needs to be overhauled. You know what I mean? That needs to be brought up and, you know, shine a light. That's what he's doing, shining a light on
Exactly.
everything. I mean, there's like,
look how many people already have just like left. They resigned, or they're already serving time, or, you know. So
yeah. How much do these, judges make for every year? Are they like, I think they just die on the bench, right? Should there be, there should be, there's many things that need to be overhauled in the system. And, things have to get really bad before they get better. You know what I mean? Like you got that little pimple on your face and it just sits there and it hurts and it gets bigger. It's bigger and it takes like 3 weeks. You're like, oh my God, how can I get rid of this thing? Right? And it just gets bigger and bigger. It's like anything else, a situation in your family where people start off, being angry at each other and it just goes on and simmers and simmers. And all of a sudden something has to happen before things can get really big and clear and explode. So that's what's going on. I want to say, all these planets in Capricorn, Jupiter moving into Capricorn. Capricorn rules the government. So, yes, there are going to be huge overhauls, but that rainstorm has to come. There's going to be a lot of finger pointing right now. It's because people are guilty. Anybody that's got something to say about Trump, they're deflecting, their own stuff. And, what we need to do now is just hold our vibration, instead of bashing in each of our lives and our own private conversations and on Facebook and around the water cooler at work, instead of talking crap about, our president and the system and the United States and blah, blah, blah. We need to be like, if you can't say anything good, just don't say anything. Because you're sending out negative energy. I mean, when you talk bad about anybody, you're sending negative energy to them. We don't need any more negative stuff. We're going through a huge healing time right now, through the government. But the blessing, I'm telling you, Jupiter's coming. The blessings are going to come out of this. But it's just like last year, the college admission scandal, ninth house. The Sag rules college and higher education and the justice system. So this was going on. Look what happened. These people got busted.
Yes.
They're taking money, and these famous rich people had to go to jail, and some people still have their trials coming out.
Yeah.
That's what went on there. So now almost the same thing is going to happen in government, and not just the president, but it could be each of our local governments. Hello, everybody out there, even if you're like a city councilman, you're only making $5,000 a year. Let this be a lesson to you. You know what I mean? Are you doing what you're supposed to do? Are you going to your meeting? Are you listening to your people? Lawmakers, everybody. Nobody can be pointing finger. You know what I mean? And that runs down to all the voters too. Each and every one of us is part of the government system. If you have not voted, you're part of the problem.
Right. That's right. And that people ask me, like, as far as, the manifestation aspect, like, how did Trump become president? Like, that's, I talk a lot about vibration and that's exactly how Trump became president, because he had no doubt in his mind that he wouldn't be. And that doubt is what blocks you from your manifestation. And narcissists almost are the best manifestors, because they think, they don't believe that they don't have any belief really about themselves. So to things happening and coming to it's maybe not good as that is to say for some of us, but Trump believed he could be president. He had no doubt. That was the vibration that he put out there. And and there he still is. And there was a reason. And, it was for all these other domino effects to happen, to clear all this, to just bring about something better, to get rid of the crap.
Capricorn rules the banking and finance systems, of the world as well. So I just want to point out that, one of the main reasons why Trump got elected is because he's not involved in the Illuminati money matrix on this planet. He is not motivated by, political money. He's got enough money of his own. I understood that he never took a paycheck or didn't take much from doing what he's doing. I may be wrong because I don't read the politics, but he doesn't need people paying him money under the table to push through their bills or their, their lobbyists and all that stuff. He doesn't need that money. He's not part of that thing.
Right.
So he got put in place now because there's going to be a huge money overhaul going on the planet in the next year, in a couple of years after that. And we needed somebody up there who is not going to be motivated by money. The president has to carry it top down, right? So he doesn't care. Nobody can pay him off. Nobody can buy him off. You don't care about that stuff. But actually, just the other day, that Bitcoin stuff was like totally. Did you hear anything about that?
No.
Yeah, they just. I guess a lot of these people that were buying it up, there's the matrix, the dark side that's trying to control money. What they did was they sold the Bitcoin. Anybody who had enough greed to their vibration match, they got sucked into this get rich quick scheme.
Yes.
And then the major people that held a lot of the shares all decided, and this is just like in Wall Street. I just watched that movie Wall Street last night, and I was like, holy smoke, are you kidding me? It just happened. They all decided to sell out at the same time, and the price plummeted. And so who was left holding the bag, these people that owned a lot sold at high, right? So they made their money, they got out, and the price dropped all the way down to like the toilet for just the mom and pop people that were trying to get rich quick. So I'm telling you, people there's this whole thing about money. So it's so interesting that the Venus retrograde is this year, because we have to look at our finances. We have to see where are we in alignment with our own money? Where do we fall on that? Are we greedy people? What is enough? You know what I mean? When do we have enough money? Because, you can manifest, but where do we feel we have enough? When's that point? Right?
God, we could do like a whole show on the Matrix, Tammy.
Mm-hmm. And, while all this stuff is happening, while all this impeachment stuff is happening, because they're showboating. So what is really going on the planet that the Matrix is trying to keep our minds away from? Where are they trying to deflect? You know what I mean? Like, this is a sideshow. What's really going on? And we're going to probably find out there's been a lot of like fires and tragedy. You know what I mean? Like, all right, they want us to, be so involved in this Trump thing. We don't need to be.
Right. No. And like I said to you earlier, I didn't even know. I knew it was happening. Mm-hmm. We're watching a movie, and it wasn't until we shut the movie and automatically went from like Netflix to regular TV, and that was when the announcement was on, and I was like, wow, Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, watching news, I can't, no, and it brings my vibration down, and
mm-hmm. Yeah,
I definitely, I just can't.
So I don't have all the political facts either.
No,
I don't read that as well, but I know there's been some astrologers that I follow that are like political astrologers, like the mundane astrologers. I don't do all that because I would need to follow politics to, you know what I mean? I don't want to do that, but I read their findings. For years, they've been talking about, Trump coming in, why he was going to be elected, what was going to be happening, and it's all played out. So like it or not, everybody, he's here for a reason. Yeah. He's spearheading this thing. We're just starting into it. We're not even started yet. You know what I mean? So
no, you're right.
On your big boy and big girl pants, you know what I mean? And quit bashing and worry about your own finances. Because I'm telling you, this financial overhaul that the United States are going to go through is going to trickle down to everybody at some way. You know what I mean? Some way, shape, or form. So get smart about your money, people. Pay attention to your own life. And you know what I mean? Like do what you can have control over. We don't have control over this. We just let the energies of ascension work on, the presidency, and we're just gonna watch. But follow the money, right? Follow the money. People that are paying or trying to control things through money in the government, those are the ones that are going to be going away. We're going to find out exactly how rotten the money trail is there.
And it's true. It's like when you think back things now, that we didn't know why things happened when they did back then. And then, now it's like that 2020, it's hindsight. How does that saying go about hindsight is 2020, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So now you like look back and you're like, oh, that's why. Now could be like, oh, that's why that had to happen. Holy shit! If that didn't happen, then this wouldn't have happened. Like you can't worry about this for the next year, or you're going to drive yourself crazy. So you just present right now and just
And they want Trump out because he can't be bought. He doesn't care about the money.
Right.
Say what you want about his personality. I don't care about his personality, but
I know he should just shut up, really.
Yeah. How much of us can say that we are not swayed by money? If somebody offered us enough money, would we rat out on our best friend? And
the funny thing is, no, you're right. And we all want, like everybody says they want to manifest money, but we all want to manifest the luxuries because that makes us comforted and relaxed. And like, it's not really even the money that we want. It's like, right?
Right.
Focusing on manifesting the money. It's like focusing manifesting like the happiness, the joy,
exactly.
Because with that, everything, real, you know what I'm trying to say?
Exactly. Just manifesting money for the sake of money. That's
just paper.
That's the matrix. That's the, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
What do you need money for? Power, control, feeling good about yourself. Those aren't real things. Those aren't real things. You can't manifest that stuff.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, so, but that big eclipse coming day after Christmas, or I guess it's like midnight. It's technically day after Christmas, that solar eclipse in
so crazy. I know. And then the full moon was on like 12/12, like that was crazy.
A lot of shifting, a lot of energies coming out, a lot of like big stuff shifting.
Yeah.
And so, man, I don't know. We could talk for a long, long time about that.
I know. And I'm sure that for everyone watching, like what you would have to tell them about, everything that's happened with Capricorn, how that would affect them, all basically comes down. Not everybody's going to be affected in the exact same way, because like you said, like, the moon comes into play and everybody has a different moon. So they would, technically, it would come down to what their actually birth date and name and birthplace and all that stuff is how what you're saying is going to impact. And you're talking very generally when you're talking about what's going to happen next year. So for people specifically to find out what's going to happen for them, you would obviously need their personal information.
Do a birth chart. We could find out exactly where all these energies are going to be. So if you want to have a chart done, my Facebook page is North Node Venus Astrology, and then just send a message. But we will look at your chart and see where all these Capricorn energies are going to be.
Crazy. So you and I don't know if people listening and watching, like, as Tammy, I know between your, astrology, and I know we can talk about numerology, and we can talk about everything that I'm doing. Like, we could go on. And we talked earlier, I said that we should have like a podcast, and this kind of is a little podcast. So if people want to hear more about like this monthly or something, we could even do this. If people want to comment and let us know, we can make that happen. Right, Tam?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And in the meantime, if you want to find out what is, in store for you for 2020, and you want to get in contact with Tammy, definitely contact her on her website, Facebook page, North Node Venus Astrology. Message her, or you can even just reply in the comments, because we're going to post this, and let us know what you think. Is this something that we should do more often? And get your chart done, and then that's something that you can always follow up with Tammy even after you have your chart. If you have something coming up to it, when I have something changing in my life, now Tammy has my chart, and she can be like, oh, well, that's and it's kind of like almost like getting like a psychic reading.
Yep.
Like she can kind of tell me, no, don't, like she was talking about, like you were talking about, don't get surgery. You know what I mean? Like she, Like, it's crazy what this stuff is. I also wanted to say, what else did I want to say? And then I'll let you say something. I had a thought. I'm gonna post when I post this video. I'm also posting because if I don't say it, I'm gonna forget because I have so much in my head right now. I did 3 meditation activations for 2020 that I'm gonna post a link for. That is it's $7 for all 3 of them, and I think that for 2020, like we were talking about, we have to be empowered to accelerate like our own ascension as we align ourselves with the planetary ascension. And I wanted to offer something special to help prepare for this brand new cycle and to really shift your life, because it's not just about becoming self-aware. You need to step forward into actually creating an impact in the world while you're here. And so the next step, I believe, is, and like I said, I've been like kind of learning more and more and teaching like the teachings of how to manifest and move forward and create, and to give it the momentum to fully embody like your highest destiny. I think that we need to go like outside our physical bodies to release and bring in our desires. And so I have like these audio meditations to help us just remember that everything that we have is already inside of us. And I think that kind of like these meditations kind of bring you into like a self-hypnosis, and just like listening to the words, or not listening, you don't have to like concentrate, even just helps you integrate into, the manifestation process, into your present physical timeline. Sometimes we like timeline jump and like, our future selves. And so like I kind of bring people through that. So I was going to put a link in about that. I wanted to talk about that. And then I know that was a very wordy thing. What else did I want to say? What would I know? And I wanted to say something. I can't think what I wanted to say. What do you want to do? I don't know if you were done.
You know what? Setting intentions for the year.
That's the other thing.
Yeah. Here's the timing of this. Usually we do December 31st, January 1st, but because Jupiter will be conjunct the South Node at that time.
Yes.
That's all about old stuff and letting go. So this is what I would do. And I would do this for me. I'm going to do this for me, but I would never tell you guys to do anything that I wouldn't do myself. I'm the guinea pig, but yeah. So this, because this year is so different and it's all about clearing out old. It is like clearing out old stuff big time. Yeah. So do some clearing, conscious clearing of old stuff. December 31st, January 1st. I would do that all the way up until January 9th. And I would not set any intention until after that new intention, because we're still clearing out old stuff. On January 10th, this is a really cool day. The moon actually connects to the North Node, while Jupiter is conjunct the South Node. Man, you got some powerful energy where Jupiter is clearing out all that old stuff and bringing forward, good stuff and closures. Moon and the North Node, holy smoke, bringing in brand new stuff. That would be an awesome day to set your intentions. The problem is that's a lunar eclipse day.
Yeah.
So I want to put intentions out that day, and I'm hearing from my higher self that that's a good day to do it anyway, even though intuitive knowledge and agreed upon knowledge is that lunar eclipses are for releasing, but releasing and creating something new are almost the same, like two sides of the coin. So feel what you think about that in each everybody watching, see what you feel about that day. But the 12th, and we just got done talking about 12. January 12th is like the most excellent day for setting the intentions, because all the planets line up, like in Capricorn, all the Capricorn stuff, they're all there. Pluto and Saturn make their first conjunction. And it's like, woohoo, Saturn has the power to bring that structure. This is what we want, structure. and foundation and building. And man, Saturn is going to help us, right?
And high vibes.
Teacher, he's a hard teacher, but he's that teacher you're going to learn the most from.
Yeah.
Right? And when you get done with that class, you are going to know it upside down and backward forward. You will never forget anything you learned from Saturn teacher. So the 12th is actually like the most perfect day to start thinking about new stuff. Up until then, you can clear. It's a great day to like get some healing work done, do these meditations that you're talking about to clear out all the stuff.
Take a salt bath and sage and you know what? I have, when you said that, it's like you read my mind, I swear to God. As soon as you said that, intentions, I have, I'm going to also attach, when we I'll send a link. I had for 2020 and actually January 12th. So if you guys do have your planner, you should have your planner out for all these dates. Cause I know I'm going to go back and listen to this and write all these dates in right now. I had created a worksheet called Your Ideal Life for 2020 that I was going to give anyway. And it just has like 8 journaling ideas. Cause I am a big, journaler, and I believe in journaling and just like getting things out. Cause sometimes when you just start writing, things just start coming up that you haven't even, thought about, things that now all of a sudden, like your higher self, your subconscious is like coming through like journal. So I actually have like this worksheet that just has like 8 things on it, so for 2020, some things to think about. Like if you could live anywhere, number 1, where do you live? How do you start and end your day? Your health and your body, your family and your religion. So it's like 8 to think about for 2020 just to get you started. And you can revisit it and change it anytime during the year, but maybe January 12th would be the day to do that. And I'll send that out to anybody who signs up. I'll send that worksheet out for free.
Those are perfect prompts for setting up structure.
Yes.
We talked a lot about setting up structure and foundation. This is how you are creating, you're still creating, but we're creating it through structure now. It's a little bit different, but those prompts are perfect because that's the structure we need. How are we doing it every day? What are we, what's our job like? What's our day like?
Exactly.
Perfect.
I do tend to try and start my day. I would love to say I start my day every day like that, but I mean, there are days obviously where you wake up late or something comes up, but I do every day try and just lay there and just give gratitude, first of all, for something. And when you start your day with gratitude, like only good things like come from like giving gratitude, only more of it comes. And then setting my intentions for the day, journaling, just journaling how I feel, how I woke up, what my day, what I intend for the day. And it's unbelievable how it can just change the whole tone, the whole event of the entire day just by doing that. And I know some people probably don't, even if you just get up like 10 minutes early, just 10 minutes earlier, setting your alarm and just like laying there, or putting your journal under your bed or right next to it. Mine's like under my bed, and I just like grab it.
The more people put into their lives this year, 2020, the more they're going to get out. So just like you said, get up 10 minutes early. Man, it's these little steps that you're making the foundation with, and you're building on top of that foundation. 10 minutes every day. Or a little.
It's a day times 365 days. A lot of big stuff.
All add up, everybody. We don't have to do it all at one time. It's scary when we do it at one time. We shouldn't be doing it at one time. That's like, playing Jenga and you pull the thing out at the bottom and everything comes down,
Right? Exactly. Oh my God. All right. I hope you guys liked this, and I hope that this helped, and I hope that, you take everything that we're saying to heart and know that, we want a happy 2020 for everybody. We have good intentions. And if you want us to do more shows like this, then definitely comment and let us know, and we can make that happen. 2020 seems like the year to start building that foundation, I think, Tam.
We could do a little show right before these other retrogrades to like kind of remind people before the Venus retrograde. We could kind of put it out and say, hey, everybody, here's an opportunity.
Remember, yeah.
Go to the flea market,
right?
Go to the antique place, but look at your bills and see where you can save money. I bet people could find a lot of money if they looked through, same thing with Mars retro. We could do that. There's a lot of things.
There's so much stuff coming. I know. So definitely, send us some comments. I'm going to put a link for Tammy's. I have so many links to put in there. I'll put the video. I'll put the link for the meditations, the link so you can sign up and get that worksheet, Tammy's information. And if you want Tammy to do a specific birth chart for you for 2020, definitely, I know you have a lot on your plate, and so I don't know what your scheduling is like, but definitely get in line so Tammy.
Yeah. It's all open right now during the holidays. Like all the regular clients just kind of booked. So if you want to jump on in,
you got definitely time. Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, I do. Like I said, it's like almost like it's like getting a psychic reading.
Yeah.
Right. No dead ones are gonna come through. Mediums.
No.
Although sometimes there are like orbs and stuff behind you. I know.
Yeah. Right. Downloads. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tammy.
Thank you, Kim. I always love to be here.
It's just like therapy, just like talking to you. It's like just like coffee talk.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys, I hope you enjoy this. Get in touch with Tammy, and we will see you soon. And happy holidays. Happy holidays.
Happy 2020.
I know. All right. Love you, girl.
Love you too. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Talk to you later.